Hey everybody, and happy Monday. I am excited to talk about the topic of adrenal fatigue this week. And I think it's timely because when we hear about or think about our adrenals, most of us think of stress, which is perfect because that is one of the primary functions of the adrenal glands. You've heard of me talk about the fight or flight response. When you get stressed, your adrenals is where cortisol gets released in your body, which is the hormone that helps you to deal with that stress response and keep you alive, frankly, right? We have cortisol in our bodies because years ago, when we needed to have the energy and stamina to run from a bear to save our lives, that's what your adrenal glands were designed to kick in to do. However, thousands of years later, when we live the standard American lifestyle that's high stress, whether internal stressors from diet, medications, health concerns, or external stressors like that argument you just had with your partner or your boss, the body doesn't know the difference. And so it releases cortisol in response to both of those situations. But what I want to talk about mostly today is the other roles that the adrenal glands play in the body, and therefore other situations that can contribute to overall adrenal fatigue. I think what has been really interesting to me as I have been deepening my expertise in women's hormonal health in particular is the really interesting relationship that your adrenal glands play in your overall hormonal balance. So one thing that we often are not told as women is that as we get older, we all know our estrogen and the amount of progesterone in our bodies will gradually decrease. Yes, but the ovaries are not the only place in the body where estrogen and progesterone are created. Did you know that your adrenal glands produce more than 50 different hormones in the body that support more than 100 different biological processes? And some of those hormones include DHEA, which is the precursor to several other hormones, including progesterone, testosterone, the cortisol that we mentioned, as well as other hormones that are estrogen-like. Now, why is this important? Well, first of all, as we get a little older and we start moving into perimenopause and menopause, one of the things that we first think of is, oh man, my estrogen is gonna tank. But we were beautifully made for the adrenal glands to be programmed to kick in when that transition starts to happen. As a matter of fact, the adrenal glands, which are two tiny little hat glands that sit on top of your kidneys, don't really fully mature until a woman is about 50 years old. About what time does the average woman start menopause? Around 50 or 51 in the United States. Is that a coincidence? I think not. And when this transition starts to happen and the estrogen and progesterone produced in the ovaries begins to gradually decrease, then the adrenal glands recognize that, and their job is to kick in and increase the production of some of its androgenic hormones like that progesterone, testosterone, and other hormones that act in the body like estrogen, up to twofold. And so they are designed to help ease the transition and decline of hormones that you see through perimenopause and menopause. So we're beautifully made to not have that sharp decrease in hormones as we gradually progress into menopause, and therefore not have the symptoms that come with that, which is the hot flashes, the brain fog, the anxiety, the depression, the weight gain. So why do we still see that happen? Well, because you need healthy adrenal glands to begin with to not experience those things. And even if you're not perimenopausal or menopausal, you'll still experience some of the same symptoms that come from your adrenals simply being shot, right? Again, we live the traditional American lifestyle. We don't eat great. We have a myriad of internal stressors. We live a fast-paced, high-stress life, especially as women. We're stretched in a million different directions. We don't prioritize sleep and wellness and self-care and nutrition. And after decades of that, the adrenals just don't have they don't have more to give. Your body has been in a state of non-stop cortisol stress management to where the adrenals are just doing nothing but pumping out stress hormones. And eventually, either one, it can't continue to keep up with the demands, and two, you start seeing an overall systemic effect because your adrenal glands are such a critical part of your overall endocrine system. So here you see signs like hormonal imbalance, insomnia, anxiety, migraines, autoimmune disorders, thyroid disorders, hair loss, just to name a few. So what can you do about it? Well, you know me. follow me throughout the rest of the week, and I'll share my 5-step protocol for helping to heal your adrenals. I'll share some healthcare tips, self-care tips as well for beginning your journey of relaxation and nurturing those lovely adrenal glands. In the meantime, enjoy your week, everybody.